Yeah, good evening, guys. Hello. Hello. Am I audible, guys?
Yes,
Eh,
sir. You.
Yeah, yeah.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. I think in last example, what we discussed. Uh, yeah, this is the example, right? We discussed. So we set the payload and the failures are occurred. How we can handle those failures inside of the next step, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so for the batch processing, there are three stages available. First one is the load and dispatch. The second one is the process. The third one is the on
On
complete
complete
phase. So for the first one, what is the load and phase? Here we need to set the batch
block
block size
size.
and we can set the maximum failure records and scheduling strategy. So these are the things. Then inside of the batch processing, here you can able to see we can give the accept policy. So what is the meaning of this accept policy? You need to handle. So what fields you I mean what kind of
What
records
data?
you need to. So maybe the success records or failure records. Otherwise, again you can start restart from entire things, right? Then we can select this all. So these are the settings we need to remember. So for example, when someone asks the question, whatever the failure records are there in the previous steps, I want to catch that one. How we can catch that one? Again, we can create one more batch step. Here we need to set accept policy as a.
Only failures.
So this is the way we can do that. Okay. So this is the one, and here you can expect one scenario based question. What is the question is? So inside of the file, there are 1 lakh records are there. How we are going to process it? That is the use case. Maybe general they are asked it. First, I already created one file inside of the D drive employee data.csv. I'm going to open that one data employee data.csv. I think it is not available. Second employee data. Okay. Then we can download it. Already this. Let me open this one. And there is a file is already copied then somewhere. Yes. No, just basically. Give me 1 second. There is no employee data here. Okay, no problem. We can take it from this one. Okay, where it is. Actually, I created one sample file. Yeah. Mm, Again, we need. Okay, we can open this one. So this is the file you can see. So this file contains how many records? This file I think contains 40,000 records. I remember. Yeah. Okay. This is the file. Yeah. So this file contains 1 lakh records. You can see 1 lakh. Sorry. What is the one? 19. I think it is.
19,000.
This is 20,000 records. It is getting. Okay. So for
Yeah.
this one, I am going to read this file and let's see how it is going to process it. First, we see what this is the CSV file. First one is the serial number. Second is the company name. The third one is your employee name, employee mark name, and the third one description, and the next one is the leave. So these are the fields. For example, I going to process these 20,000 records. Okay, let's see how we are going to process it. And I'm copy this entire thing and inside of the D drive, I can place here and I'm renaming it the employee. Then we don't need to use it. Employee. Okay, this is the CSV file. Okay, now we are going to, I'm going to open this one with my notepad. So this is the one serial number, company name, employee mark name, and description. So this is the my header fields. Now what is, I can see what the field I am returning here. You can see first I am going to read this data. So what is my file name? Employee, right? What is my file name? Employee.csv. Inside of the D drive, that file is available. Then I'm simply using this path to read that one. So once the read operation is done, so whatever the CSV file is there now, I'm simply converted into the JSON object. Okay, guys. So then you can see what is the business logic I'm written here. You can see inside of the business logic, you can see I'm simply, you can see here. So who are having the leaves, number of leaves is there now. So those who are having, who can consuming the only the less than 5 leaves, for those people I want to give the some incentives. So these are the fields are coming from input. I'm going to add this extra field. How we can add this extra field? So who the people who are having the leaves as a number, the less than 5, those having the 1,000 rupees as incentives. So above 5 leaves who are consuming, those people have the 500. Got it, guys? So this is simple transformation. I'm going to do it. But for 20,000 records, hello, hello, please go on mute, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please go on mute, guys.
Yes.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ನೋಡು
ವಿನೋದ್
ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು
okay. Now you can see this is the one, you can see this is the one. So here the simple transformation for the 20,000 records, I need to repeat it. So whatever the success records are there, I'm simply converted into the CSV file and I'm performing the write operation. Okay. Got it, guys? The simple one. For example, in this case, there is no failures are there. If the any failures are there, I'm simply the same scenario. I'm converting into the CSV file, and you can see the failure reason. I'm giving the payload and everything. I'm converted like this one, processor time and everything, and I'm written inside of the failure data. Okay.
So what is maximum failure we have defined, sir?
So here go and see what is the maximum failure we are giving.
Any
-1, we are not giving any limited. So how many records are failed? So we can prove it. Okay.
Yes. Sir,
so
one more
let's
question.
Yeah.
After read operation, we are transforming that message.
Yes.
To JSON, right?
Yes.
Then we are calling their attribute.
Yes. Inside of this one, we are calling this one. You can see here I'm structuring it right now.
Yes, got it, sir.
Okay. So let's run this project. Let's
Yeah.
I'm going to run the project. Let's calculate how much time it is taking. If it is a 20,000 record, then we can increase the record, increasing the number. Let's see those scenarios and everything. So data should be available inside of the D drive only. If anything, it is automatically gives the data there only. Meanwhile, we can open our Postman. Just wait it. One minute, guys. Yeah, he is deployed. No, right. Just wait. It's a deploy. I'm cleared the logs and hit, I think, what is the name? File batch. What is the name? Okay. Go here. I can give the file batch batch and hit it. Let's see how much time it is taking to process the 20,000 records. How much it is taking? 6 point,
6.25 seconds.
right? So if it is success means definitely there should be 2 files available, right? One is the processed data, second one is the failure data, right? Let me see sort by date modifier. You can see these are the 2 records. One is the success one is the failure one. Let's open it. What is the data inside of that one? You can see processor data, why it is not giving. I think we mapped invalid names. 1 second, guys. Oh, okay, got it. Just go and see inside of the one. You can see what is the one you are giving. Serial number company name, employee mark name, but what is the problem inside of this file? Anyone observed previously? You can see there is a space is available. That's why it is unable to pick those names. Okay. And simply remove it and resave the program. And I removed everything, these two records. Let's hit it one more time. Now this time we are going to see. So this time you can see this is 2.4 seconds because everything is validated. Let's open it. 1 second. Okay, this is my processor record. Let's open it. Now you can see this is my phone number. This is the normal one, recruitment. This is description and everything. And what is the last field? What is the last
Incentive.
field? Incentives, right? So who are having the lease above? Sorry, what leaves above the 5? Those people having the 500,
500.
500. Let's see, is there any person having the 1000? Let's check it. No, no one is. Oh, all are above 5 only. Okay, let me check it. So all are consuming the above 5 leaves only. That's why it is showing the 500 only. Okay. Let us see what is there any invalid data is there? We don't know, right? Let us see. Is it data is contains any invalid records? You can see there are some invalid records are coming. You can observe it. You can see. So some fields don't have the any values. So they will come like this one. Okay. So you can see for this particular field, some what is the 1 second we need to proper, you can see some data is missing now. Automatically those are treated as invalid data and those data will be written inside of a failure data records. Got it, guys?
Yes.
Right. So this is the way we can able to proceed. For example, here you remember whatever you can see there are all are don't have the any headers, right? Don't have any header. Then how we can add the headers? We see in the previous scenario how we can add the headers. What is the first one?
Serial
What is,
number.
what is the first? I think we can come here. Serial number. I'm first. So let us assume there is a file already is available with the only headers. Then we can give like this one serial number and a company name. Then it is more company name. Then what is the third field? I think the third field is the employee mark name. Then I can copy, go here. So the next field is leave and then come here and the last one is the incentives. Okay, go here and print. So this the way, for example, here I'm intentionally removing the all the records and I'm putting some failure records. Let us see. So this is the data. I'm removing everything, save it. So this is my original data, right? Let's see, you can see. So the leaves are above and what are the one leaves? Oh, leaves data is there now. And 0 leaves are available then. Okay. Now here you can see, now you can let us assume. So there is, this is the data, right? So for example, here I want to identify what is the failure record. For the failure records also, I am removing everything and I'm structurizing the data. Then you can understand whether it is creating the proper order or not. What is the first we need to create it, the serial number as it is, employee name and everything. What I'm going to, this is I'm copy it, go here. So instead of incentives, what is the one? Here we need to place it. This is the failure reason and the processor time. I'm just creating the headers for the data. Then we are going to see. Okay. So save it. So this is the my one. So I'm intentionally, you can see here I am placing the, instead of that one, I am placing some string values. Definitely there should be error, right? Got it, guys? So instead of the numerical value inside of your leaves, so there is I'm inserting the sum. I'm inserting the sum string values, right? Let us save and run the program. Okay. Where it is, we can hit it to postman. Let's wait for it. So this time it is executed. Then go and see inside of this one. This is the one. Reload it. So everything comes here and then here. So load it. You can see the records. The last one you can see there is a leaves are there. The leaves information is the UU. You can see the leaves UU. So those records definitely got failed. Whatever the records are failed, there comes here, right? Now, according to your down, you can easily understand now. So these are the failure records. Got it, guys?
Yes.
So you can see for this one, there is no value for the leaves. That's why it got failed. So for this one, there is no value inside of your description or something. So these are all the failure records I'm catching inside of my failure record.csv. Got it? So for example, this is the how many records are there? These are the only 20,000 records, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just replicating the data and let's see. I'm just replicating the 20,000 to the 1 lakh records. Let's see what happens. One second, instead of this one, what I'm going to do, Control A, Control C, and go to here, Control V, again Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. How many records I'm creating? 1 lakh 57,000 records I created. Got it, guys? Let us save the program. Same thing. Let us see how much time it is taking. Okay. So I am removing everything here. Uh, Failure records. I'm putting like that one. Okay. Let's save the program. Go to here. So let's see. So everything got it. But you can see here, you can see I am written one condition. That's why it is not coming here. What is the accept? So everything here, that's the one. Let's save the program. Let's try to run it this time. Now there is 1,50,000 records available inside of a file. And now this time, how much time it is taking? Let's see it. Okay, then we can run the program. Let's wait for it. This is the scenario based question they are going to ask you. So there is 1,50,000 is there. So definitely you can say that we can, by using the batch processing only, we can able to do it. So how we can able to improve the performance of the batch job? Now we are going to see it. You can see how much time it is taking. How much?
13.3.
13.3 seconds, right? Let us see whether it is creating you can see this is my original data. Everything is comes here. You can see 0 leaves. Thousand incentives is coming now. So is there any failure records are there? You can see there's coming here. Got it? Hello. Everything
Yes.
works as we expected. Then how we can improve the performance? So how we can improve the performance? Now you guys tell me. This is the same question asked you. So how we can improve the performance of this batch processing? Maybe what is your idea?
Maybe increasing the block size.
That is the one. So by increasing the block size, we can able to increase the performance. Now you can see now what is my block size? What is my block size? 1,000. Just remember, always keep remember. So you can keep this 500, everything. Then you can save the program. Let's run it. So previously my batch blocks is the 200. Now my batch blocks is the 1,000. Let's see what happens. Is it performance is increased or not? I think again we need to delete it. I can copy this one. Then control A, delete control V, control S. Okay, for this entire thing, I'm just placing the headers only. Okay, every time placing the headers. Okay, let's run this program once again. Where it is, my postman. Let's run it. Let's see. Previously, it is taking 13.3 seconds. Let's see. Now it is taking how much time? Now, oh, it is increased. Now you can see it is got increased. Why it is got increased? Is there any performance issues there? Let's go here. You can see the aggregator size is there. We can able to increase this one also as 1,000. And here is there anything is there? You can say aggregator size as 100. That's why it is coming like that one. Then only failures. Let's save the program. Now we can run it one more time. Oh, so many failures are there. Now we can hit it one more time. Is it deployed? Yes, deployed. Let's hit it. So there is a one optimal value is there. So by putting that optimal value only, we can able to get the best performance. By increasing the batches, maybe sometimes it is not giving expected. You can see this time how much it is taking, 12.22 seconds. Okay. So still they are asking one more question, how we can improve the performance. Maybe is there any other settings we can able to do it? Maybe we can increase or we can able to decrease this one, and you can see maximum concurrency is there. Here you can able to we can able to specify the how many threads we are going to create it. For example, here I am giving the number of threads as 3 and batch block size is 800. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, let us save it. For the failures, there are only limited failures out there. No problem for this one. It's hit it now. I can see it. I think it should be text 6. Okay, now you can see there is no difference is there, right? Hello.
Yes,
So,
yes.
this is the way we can test it the optimal value depending on your requirement. We can able to identify the your block size. Okay. So here we are giving the 800 for example. Maybe I am giving the 1500, and we can leave this as a default value. Let's try this scenario. This is the last scenario. Okay. Let's try it. This is the only. Otherwise, we can give the 5,000 records. Maybe we can try that one. That is the last one. Previously 1,800. Now my batch blocks is the 1,500. Let's see whether this is reducing this information or not. Now you can see what happens when we increasing the batch block size. What happens?
Increased.
That means, so don't always assume that when we increasing the block size of an batch, maybe you can increase the performance means that is not a true. So there is one optimal value is there, so we need to put that optimal value. Depending on that one only, your batch processing is there. So you're loading the 1,500 as a record as a one batch means still it is a huge amount of data, right?
Yes.
So always remember, by simply increasing the batch size, always it is giving the data in a faster way. It is not going to do that one. So we need to maximum, we can set the 500 to 1,000. So in between the 500,000, so your batch processing is obviously executing very fastly. Okay, that is this smaller batch, right? So it can executing the multiple batches at a time. That is the one you need to remember it, guys. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, so this is the one you need to remember all those things. Okay. So here there may be, maybe they're asking one more question. So I want to put, there is 1 lakh records are there. There is no problem. So definitely. But what they want is they come up with a new requirement. You can see the leaves data is available now here. So
Yes.
what is my requirement is I don't want to process the all the records. So there is a particular section of the records only I want to process it. So depending on the department data or only particular HR department data only I want to process, or particular employee category data only I want to process it, right? So I don't want to do any filter condition before it. So here you can see, so the employees who are having the leaves above 5 and below 15, those data only I want to accept it. Got it, guys? So whenever we are loading the data inside of the batch processing, again, I'm checking the condition. What is the condition? So inside of the employee leaves who are having above 5 and below
15.
15. So that accept condition I'm checking here. That means instead of loading all 1 lakh records, what it is going to do is whatever the records satisfied this condition, those records only enter into the batch processing. Okay. So now got it right. So how we can do that means here you can see for the batch step, it is asking you one important setting. What is this one?
Accept expression.
So this is the accept expression is nothing but it is always checking the condition, whatever the data coming from this one. So here what is my condition? So here I need to write the condition, right? So how we can write the condition?
Payload dot leave.
Right, let's take payload dot.
Leave.
So where is the leave or with what is the field name? I think 1 second. Leave, right? So this is the one. I'm copy this one. Go to here. Payload dot leave should be greater than 5 and
Payload dot leave less than
payload dot leave less than 15. So this is the my accept condition. Let's hit it. Let's wait for it. This time it is not going to load all the records. It is picking the only that particular section of the records only. Okay, for understanding. And what I'm going to do here. Otherwise it is always delete control V S. Okay, let us save and hit it. That is the one. Hit. Let's wait for it. Okay, now go on, see inside of that file. You can see. So here you can see the records. You can see the leaves always above the 5 and below 15. So that is the number only we are getting. Got it? So instead of loading all the records, we can able to load particular condition satisfied record only. So where we can check this condition means, so inside of the batch steps, there is a particular one is there. What is this one?
accept
expression.
Accept expression. Here we can able to specify the condition. Whenever we loading the data inside of the one, first it will check this condition. Whatever the record satisfy the condition, those are only coming here. Okay. So this is the way we can able to process the data. So this is the all about batch processing, guys. Okay. So rarely we are using this batch processing. So some, okay. So depending on huge amount of data is coming, then only we can able to use this batch processing. Okay. Is there anything I missed? Let me check it.
Sir, is there any
Yeah.
way to sort the information, I mean data?
Where we need to sort the data.
I mean while writing into the file or after writing? I think we
While
can.
writing the data means you can see here it is data is coming as a batches, right?
Yeah,
When we apply the sort operation here, those only 50 records is sorted.
right.
So,
So after
but
after
that means when we appending the data, maybe sorting order will be changed now.
Right.
right? So what is your requirement means once your entire file is completed, then you can apply the sort condition.
Okay. So
Okay.
can
Yeah.
we use it after a batch aggregator or?
No. Entire thing is happened, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
entire batch processing is completed. Again, you can open that particular file, whatever you want, and then you can do the sorting.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the easiest way, because in the batch aggregator, what happened when the 1,000 records are coming? So the logic is coming, right?
Right.
So every times we are not giving the same order, right? That is
Right.
the one, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the way. But generally for the 1 lakh record, we are never going to apply the sort function because it's a huge, na.
Right.
Just don't think like that one. Okay. Okay. So this is the way we can able to process the huge amount of data, guys. That's all about batch processing. And is there anything we are missed inside of the batch processing? I think that's the more than enough, guys. Okay. What is the balance concepts? Okay. Now we already seen this one, right? What is the choice router? This is a is there any doubts in the batch processing? Then if no doubts, then we can close this one. Then we can move to the remaining concepts, right?
Sir, explain one more time, sir. I joined
Batch
late.
processing.
That's
Okay.
why.
Okay. You can see. So what is the intention of the batch processing is we have the huge amount of data is comes into the picture. We need to process the data is in the form of the batches. That is the main aim of the batch job. For this one, there are three phases available. First one is the load phase. Inside of the load phase, what we are done is we always specify the batch block size and the maximum failure records and what is the order.
Hmm.
So depending on these values, it is automatically load the data. Once load the data, we need to process the data. So that processing entire thing is performed inside of the batch step. So here, whatever the components you are placing here, maybe you can add two or more or transformation messages up to you. So this is, we can write it as a process logic. So in this example, what I'm done is I'm consuming the 1,50,000 records, and here depending on these leave values, I'm just identifying the incentives. Simple transformation I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
So for each record, the same logic is repeating. So when I'm specifying the aggregator as 1,000, when we hit the 1,000 records as a processed one, automatically this aggregator logic is executed. What I'm done inside of aggregator logic, I'm collecting the 1,000 records, I'm converted into the CSV format and simply write it inside of a existing file. Okay. So, for example, during the process section, is there any record failed to fulfill this statement? Okay, maybe leaves are not coming, leaves always should be a number. Maybe in by my data entry mistake, it is coming as a string values or the name values. That record we can treat it as a failure one.
Failure.
So that means whatever the failures occurred inside of this step, those automatically move to the next step. So what is my intention in the next step? We always need to be process
Failure.
failures. That's why we can change the failures, right? Then the
Hmm.
same logic is repeating. Whatever the failures are coming, I'm converted into the CSV and I'm write it inside of a failure data.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the logic. Maybe here, maybe you can add one more logic. Instead of writing inside of a file, maybe you can add the bulk insert, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the failures or records are there in your organization, they need to push to one error log table. Got it, guys?
Yes.
So that error log table logic, maybe you can return here. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the way we can able to do it. Okay. Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah.
So this is the one. This is the one. Okay. This is the only thing. So that's all about batch processing. Here the expected interview question is, that is the scenario one. How we can improve the performance of the batch job. Always it is we need to give the optimal block size, and depending on this one we need to give the concurrency. So these are the only things. And one more thing is, so always be conscious about what is the aggregator value also. Maximum you can set this and the batch size as the same, then you get the optimal performance. Okay. So that's all about this batch processing. Yeah. And one more thing is, so while we loading the data, you need to check one particular condition. How we can write that condition?
Accept
where we can accept
expression.
expression. Okay. So here, maybe I remember only one person is asking this question. For example, here there is one more batch step is there. I am, okay, 1 second. What is this one batch step? Okay. Here I'm adding one more batch step. Okay. So here I'm adding one more batch step. What is my intention of this batch step is generally, so this batch step is consumed which data? Which output record? Which batch step are this one? First batch step, whatever the records are successed from this batch steps, those automatically go to here, right? Got it, guys? No, yes or no? So here
Yes, sir.
there is one, okay? Maybe here one enter you ask this question. Maybe you guys are answer this question or not. Let's see. Let us, I can write it on the screen. So whatever the records are coming out of this one, automatically success one. Those will be go to here. Why? Because what is the accept policy for this batch step?
No failures.
But what the expected question is, I don't want to consume the only the success records of my previous step. I want to again process entire data. Got it? For example, from this batch step, there is 1,50,000 is there. Only 50,000 records are successed, right? Then what is the requirement here? So the only those 50,000 records are comes into the batch step 2, right?
Yes.
But what is his requirement inside of this step? I want to process entire 1,50,000 record again. Okay, how we can fulfill this requirement? Is it possible?
Accept policy all.
That's it. You can see there is a accept policy is there all. When we putting the all means again the entire records are again to be processed inside of this batch step. Okay. Generally, we are not going to do that one, but just remember it. Yes.
Yes.
So this is the one guy is asked this question. So just remember, maybe we can, this is that is the meaning of the all. All means all entire records again you can process it. Otherwise, we can get the no failures means only success records of previous batch step. Only failures means only failure
Only
record
failures.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the way we can able to do it. So how we can track all this thing, which record is failed, which record is executed, and how we can track that one entire thing? Internally, it is maintaining the one queue. Okay, that is the one you need to remember it. Okay. Yes or no? I think this is the not the image I can show you. One minute, just yeah. 1 second, guys. A pen is not working. Yeah. Now you can work this one. Now you can see this is the. Let us assume how internally the queue is working. So you can see this is internally batches. These are all my records 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see when the file is converted inside of the batch step, you can see. So there are records are coming like this one. So there are 20,000 records or 50,000 records are there. So there is a one different batches available. Okay. So how we can track it? These 5 items are executed. We don't know, right? Maybe first record is executed, second is still waiting, then third is completed. How we can able to track that one? Then it is you can see. So these are all my records. For example, first record will be enter into the step 1. When we executing this step automatically, here it is maintaining the one flag variable. For example, this is my 01. I am completing the which step? Which step I am completing? 01, right? For the second record, you can see there is no, still there is no data is there, still there is there. So now you can see for the step 2, what records are it is loading? Entire all the record is not going to load it. So here you can check the flag variable inside of the flag variable who are completed the step 1. You can see how many records are completed here. This one are 1, 3, 5. These three records only loaded inside of the
Step 2.
step 2. So in this case, the only third is completed, then it can automatically change the status as a 0 2. Remaining 2 are already in waiting state. This means still is executing. Okay. Let us assume for this step 3, what records are loaded?
3,
Zero
third
two.
step.
So the
Zero
flag
two.
variability is okay. So this record is only again. So now you can see by seeing this, can see internally this is the way they're maintaining the queue mechanism. So raw process record and its flag, which step is completed, which step is going, everything we can able to track it. So later for after 2 seconds, this got changed to the 0 2. Then so this record is go to which step?
Step
This
2.
record go to the which step?
Step 2.
Step 3.
Right, you can see step 3
Hmm.
because 0 2, that means completed stage here written here. Okay, so for example here we are writing like this one, failure, then this record is failed. Is there any step is there to handle the failure? For example, there is one more step is there, that is the step 4. It can accept only failures. Then so this failure record handled by,
Step 4.
4.
got it guys? So this is the way they can internally track it each and every record, maintaining the queue. Okay. So when someone asks the question, can you elaborate at the how working principle of batch processing means, you need to explain like this one. Maybe they can ask you guys. Okay. So these are all the scenario based question we can call it as. Okay. I hope you can understand, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the one, guys. So that's the end of our batch processing. Then we can move to the our next concepts, that is what are the one choice router. I think already we have seen this one. Until also we already seen. No, yes or no?
I
Until
think so.
successful, right?
No, sir.
No. Okay, let's see it. Can anyone tell me what is the until? General meaning of until. Go. Okay,
Until some condition is
right. Okay,
success.
1 second. Okay, we can take a simple example then. Okay. Maybe this is the one, right? This is the BAPI SAPI. You guys remember what is this technically? We can call it as API-led architecture, right?
API-led architecture.
So let's opening all those three. First, we will see the BAPI. Now you can see here what is my requirement. You can see. So this is what is the intention of this HTTP requester. It is always calling this some external server, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. For example, here this external server is not giving some response to the your data. Then how we can do that one? I think for this one we need to pass first. Let me execute it. Configuration properties and edit it. Dev.ml. Okay, everything is we are pointing. Let me execute this one. Let's see. So this BAPI always expecting the data from this API, right? And what are the settings for this one? Let me. I think 8082. I remembered. Yeah, 8082 and the SAP request. Let's hit it. Let's see where we can use this one. Okay. Now you can see, for example, here also one of the scenario based question is there. What they're asking the question, you can see I am requesting some external API. Maybe my API is responding, that my REST API is responding whatever I decide. So how we can handle it? Generally, so my HTTP requester within the 3 seconds or within the 5 seconds, you should give the data. So if it is not giving the response within that 5 seconds, it is automatically giving the error, right? That is the normal scenario. But what they tell that one, so this is the request or whatever you are using, maybe it is my Salesforce one. Okay, my Salesforce server is what is the one responding very slowly, but I don't want to throw immediately error. I need to wait it some time, then only I need to throw error. So that is my requirement, how we can design the flow for it. Okay, so this can see, this is my success scenario. I will show you. And what is the one? I think 1 second. Endpoint of the BAPI is what is the endpoint? List
Yes.
employee. I can first call the success scenario list 802,
A2
right?
API/V1 base path is
Okay, base path we are giving API slash list employee. Okay, is that no endpoint is
A/V1 V1.
V1 we are giving na? Okay. Now you can see this is the response from where? This is the response from my SAPI, right?
Yes.
Now, for example, my SAPI is down. My external server is down. Definitely this component throws an error, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let us say. So I'm stopping my SAPI and I'm going to run the configurations. I'm running only the BAPI. Okay. Let's apply, run it. Let's see. Here you can understand and what is the failure status and everything. Definitely this component is throwing an error with the timeout error, right? Because there is no response is coming. Oh, in this case, we are not get that. Okay, let's see. What is the error we are getting and everything. I think this scenario we are not getting because we are putting the status validator. Let's hit it. You can see what is the error we are getting.
Connection refused.
So why it is connection refused rating? Because this request component is not running, right? Maybe here they can set that once I immediately I don't want to return any error. I need to retry it. Okay, how we can retry it? So the first time you are hitting your HTTP requester, maybe your server is busy due to the traffic sometimes. So it is not unable to establish the connection. So it is automatically immediately it is throwing an error. But here I don't want to send any error. I need to keep on trying. What 2 times or 3 times, or I need to wait it sometime. So how we can design like this one? So for this HTTP requester, we can able to do it in two ways. The first one is the HTTP requester is there. So there inside of the edition, you can see inside of the configuration itself, there is a component called, you can see what is this one?
Use
Use
reconnection.
So
reconnection.
use the reconnection is nothing but you can see the first time it is got failed. Then it is not immediately throwing an error. You can see it is keep on retrying it. How many times we can retry it?
Two
Two.
times.
2 times. And what is the time duration for the each waiting? 2000 microseconds means within the
Second.
2 seconds it is again retrying it. So this here also we can do that one otherwise. So here we can able to use one particular component, that is
Until.
until successful. What is the meaning of until successful? Means whatever the flow here you have written. So at the end you can get the true. Then only we can able to move to the next component. Okay. So then you can see we can put this entire component inside of, otherwise this particular component. I can see. We can put this particular component inside of this one. Now you can see whenever this component returns the true, then only I can come out of this one. If this component got failed, what we need to do? First time it got failed, what we need to do? Again, we need to perform the retry, right?
Yes.
Then you can see when we click on the until successful, you can see maximum retries,
5 times.
right? For example, here I am giving the maximum three retries at the 3 second, 3 times, and you can give this every 3 seconds or every 4 seconds. I want to retry it. How many times it is retrying it?
3 times.
3 times. After that only it will throw an error. Okay, let's run the program. Let's see it. That is or until successful. You can see nothing is there. I'm hitting it. Let's see here. Now you can see immediately it is not going to throw an error. You can see attempt 1 of 3. It is again retrying of execution of this particular component. Just wait for the 4 seconds. After 4 seconds, it is again retrying it. Let's check it. After 4 seconds, it is again retrying it. I think 4 seconds or 40 seconds, 4,000 or 40,000 records. That's the one. Oh, we need to give the 4,000 guys, not a 40,000. We need to say one more time. You can see second try is coming. So that is until successful. Let's retry. So until successful, generally where we use means there is a flow is there until we can execute this entire flow, whatever written inside of until successful. At the end, we can get the true, then only we can able to move to the next one. If it is got failed, then what happens? It is again retrying the same execution until we can get the success. So how many times it is repeating? That is the thing we need to give here. Maximum retries and the time duration between the each retry. Okay, got it, guys? Let's
Yes.
retry this one now, this time, and where it is, we can hit it. Let's see. First retry is failed. Let's wait for the 4 seconds. You can see second retry is also failed. Third retry is also failed. Then only it will give the error.
Error.
Now you can see immediately. Now what is the error? What is the one you can see? Now it is throwing. Now it is throwing. Retries are exhausted. XUTD connectivity got failed. Okay. Now you can see the
Yes.
same scenario we can able to solve by using this component, right? My database is responding maybe whatever. What here not only the HTTP requester, maybe you are putting the database server. I mean database connectivity here you are putting. So maybe your database is server is responding slowly. Then what you need to do? Again, we need to do the reconnection strategy, right? There also we can able to use this until successful. Got it? Yes, right? So this the way we can able to use your until successful. The choice router, this is the normal one, right? First condition got failed, then we can go for the second one. Second got failed, we can go for the default, something like that one. Similarly, there is one thing is available, that is your, what is this one?
First successful.
So what is the meaning of the first successful? There are several conditions are there. First condition, second condition, third condition. Similarly, your choice router, first condition is passed, then it is automatically executing that one. Then there is no further execution. Okay. But here you can see first condition got failed, second got failed. So automatically which will execute all condition failed?
Default.
But here there is no default is there. So whatever the conditions you are written. So for example, here I am placing one condition logger. I am placing logger. One second. So here you can see there is no condition. You can no need to write it. Here we need to check the condition. Whatever the payload is there, something. One second. You can see normal one. So for the choice router here, we need to place it for the first successful. You can see the component is there. When this component is passed, then it is automatically executed. For this component is failed, then it is immediately go to the second one. Or let me example it. 1 second, guys. So I am putting one transformation, and we will see the scenario.
So it doesn't have options 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. No option is there. That is the specialty of this one. If it is an option means it is normal one, right?
Yeah, parallel.
Yeah. Let us see. Yeah. Let us see. This is a failure scenario I am creating to check it. I am putting the logger. Let's see which one is executed. I think instead of I am putting the breakpoint and I stop the project. Go to the debug mode. Let's inspect it. But this entire thing is true, then it is automatically. If it is got failed, then it go to the second one. Then it is failed, then it go to third one. That is the order it is following.
Then it will be same as choice only, right?
But the choice we need to check the condition, na? Here
Okay.
they check the condition
Here
depending on
it's-
that one we are. But here this entire flow it is checking, right? This end of the flow you can get the false. Then what happens? Automatically it go to the next one. Okay. Let me hit it. Debugger. Let's save it and go to here.
HTTP.
Fail, right? You can see this got failed. What happens? It go to the next
Logger.
component. No. The second one, second choice, right? Success one, right? You guys are observed or not? You can see this component got failed and it written in the false. Mean failure, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So the failure
Okay,
means
so
generally
can
what
we
happens?
talk about
Yeah. I can see. You can see inside of the transformation what I am running it. I'm try to perform invalid operation. Generally, what happened? This causes an error, right?
Yes.
The failure occurred
Yeah.
automatically. An error rises. Your execution stops, right? But here,
Yeah.
what is the first successful? This component is failed. No problem. I'm go for the second one. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you sir place
Sorry.
the where the transform message is there, right? Inside for successful.
Yeah, if you want, you can. So
Yeah.
for testing, I'm not putting. Yeah, for font, you can do anything like this one.
No.
Yeah. Tell me. Go ahead. Meanwhile, I can write the code. Yeah.
Yeah, the logger.
This
Can
the
you
one.
exchange? Put the transform after the logger. Yeah. That logger at first. Above logger.
Yeah, maybe you are expecting the end it to throw the error, right? That is the scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can now it
Yeah.
okay. And let's save the program. Let's see it. Just wait for it. Okay, we can hit it. Comes here. Oh, 1 second, guys. Previous executing is there. Now you can see. Now we are here. Definitely this component is failed. Then where we are getting? Where we go?
Next component.
Right? Generally, if the any error comes here, automatically execution stops. But what is the scope you are using? First successful. So there are several conditions you are written. Whatever the condition, the first executed, then we can go for that condition. We are no need to go for the remaining one. Okay. But the choice, special the choice is we need to check the condition. The condition is satisfied, then only we can able to execute the whatever the body you are written. But the successful, until we can get the successful, it's a sequence of right. So at the end we can the success, then only we can go to the continue. If it is got failed, then immediately go for the second one. So this is the scopes, three scopes. One is until
If we
yeah.
reverse the order, first success, then failure,
First success. You
then
can see first success means the for that part only executed, remaining it is not take care about it. Okay, for example, let us see, maybe you are asking this one, right? Let's 1 second. Maybe the first one is executed successfully, then is it go to the second component,
one, yeah.
maybe, right? Okay, let's save the program. See that one also. This is the previous error. We can debug. Wait for it. Yeah, is redeploying it. Okay, now we can hit it. Comes the here. Then you can see the first step, logger, successful, then it is success, then where we go? Immediately come out of this one, right?
Yes.
When this component, the first one is failed, then we can go to the second one only. Okay, it is checking entire flow and entire flow is successful, then we can come out the scope. If anything is happened to failure, then it is looking for the what is the next immediate option. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the three scopes generally we can talk about. Maximum we can use, we are using the choice, and until there are some rare scenarios only we are using the first successful. Okay. Okay, and these are the these are the scopes. I think, and what is the thing we need to, okay. So tomorrow I think we don't have the class, and Monday messaging queue and validation module is there na, I can cover those two guys. Okay, the time is permits, I will cover this key store also. Okay, I mean not a key store, that is a object store, technically we can call it as, I will cover that one also. Okay. Okay, is there any doubts guys? Yes or no? Hello? Hello?
No, sir, I don't have.
No, okay. What about remaining guys? Okay, we can save this program. Okay, no doubts, then we can stop the class. So you guys are practice guys.